Hey there YouTube, Francehopper here. It is Tuesday the 29th of January, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be doing a video review for Gemake, which is a site that I work at, and what we're going to be reviewing today is Ninja Sprint. Ninja Sprint is an app for iOS and Android by East Asia Soft. And if you're familiar with East Asia Soft at all, a lot of their games recently, there's been a lot more to them than they have appeared, perhaps at first. Just looking at Ninja Sprint with its titles and its graphics, it may not look like much of a game at all, but it is actually one that provides a very good challenge, like many of East Asia Soft's games have done, such as Cyclus, also for iOS and Android, as well as Rainbow Moon for the PlayStation 3. So what Ninja Sprint is essentially is it's a side-scroller, kill everything in your path sort of game. The plot is you're a cat who magically gets powers of ninja one day, and whose goal is really to exterminate anything in her path. So, as you can see from looking at the main menu, it's very simple. You have Play over here, which lets you, of course, play through levels. Shops over here lets you buy some power-ups and stuff. Over here is the leaderboard. And I always forget what this button does, so that's options. And the star in options allows you to rate the game. So in shop, the various things that you can purchase are different special attacks. This is your default here, and these just basically change the color of your special attack color. There's also some gameplay modifications, as you can see here. Some are better than others. Actually, in fact, all of them are really better than others. If you get royally stuck on a level, there's level skip over here, and there's actually an achievement for using one of those as well, if you so desire. As you can see, you can purchase coins through in-app purchase, and as you play levels, you also earn coins up here. Blood effects, when you destroy a monster, it basically poofs in a very satisfying kind of poofy way. And you have gore, which is default, which is red. There's also flower blood, and then there's also alien blood. So, now that introductions are out of the way, I'll turn up the volume on here again so you can hear what the game itself sounds like. There's really not much sound to the game at all. Essentially, music is kind of loopy. So, Ninja Sprint has 4 worlds, so to say. Mountain is your first. There's also Town, which I've managed to unlock. Then there's also Castle and Heaven. Those two I haven't gotten to yet, since they're a little bit tricky to get to. As you play through the game, it gets harder and harder, like you may come to expect from any game in general, and it's something that East Asia Soft's games do very well. So instead of describing how to play the game, I think that's pretty pointless when the game has a tutorial. That's this button up here. The first time you play it, you are, of course, run through the tutorial. But if you forget how to play, you can replay the tutorial level at any time. So let's go ahead and play through the tutorial so you get an idea of how it works. So, Ninja Sprint, similarly to Cyclus, has very simple controls. You have attack, slide, jump, and then pause. And that's really all there is to it. So, that is your goal, to simply run through your enemies and fill the special meter. Now that I think about it, the reason why I'm not getting any volume is it would help if I unmute this. That was my fault. So now that we actually have audio, it's really very simple music. So that's all you have to do, really, is just run through enemies to get past them. And as you start off, you'll get these flags over here that tell you what you're going to have to do. So in this case, you're going to want to jump. So push the bottom corner to jump. And here, double jump. And one of the things about Ninja Sprint is jumps are very important, that you actually time them right and how much of a jump you give. Just a second wrong of timing or one jump too many can royally screw you over and basically cause you either to die or miss one of these large coins that we're coming up to here. There's 3 of these in each level. If you've played New Super Mario Bros., you can think of them as shop coins. So the special meter actually is something that I don't always use that much. It's something that I honestly forget keeps being there, but unleash your special for all sorts of damage. Now, in addition to jumping, of course, you do have to duck. And when you're at the goal, you can jump or slide, do whatever you want to finish it off. So when you finish the level, you of course see how well you did. That's a full combo. You've got all the coins, all the monsters, all the special coins. You can tweet your score or post it to Facebook. You can also go to the shop and go back to the main menu, replay the level, or go on to the next one. So this is the actual first level, and like many first levels, it's pretty simple, but as you can see there, I missed that coin because I did a poorly timed jump. And so, yes, on the first level I missed a coin because I had a jump that was timed wrong. Just to give you an example of how much timing really matters in Ninja Sprint. That's one of the things that makes it much more difficult, is if you're, shall we say, thumb happy in jumping, Ninja Sprint will definitely penalize you for doing that. Let's just play through a couple levels here to give you an idea of really what they're like. And again, there, literally, a second delay in your jump means death, getting a coin, all that sort of jazz. And for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that I never pushed that button. Let's use their special attack at the end. So, since the first couple of levels are really very easy and there's not much to them, how about we skip ahead a bit to give you an idea of how the game starts to pick up in difficulty. You can replay any level you want at any time. As you can see on the first stage, I've actually not gotten a full clear on it with the coins because I missed that one coin. And one of the things that's interesting about Ninja Sprint is even if you've completely cleared out a level before, or all 3 of these coins, if you go back to get a coin that you missed, and you miss another one, it does not keep the coin that you already got, and you have to play through it again. One of the things that's really interesting about the layout is the way the level selection is done. So you can see here it goes 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13. Personally, I would have expected 4, 5, 6 here, but instead, slide over, and there's all the other levels. And so, as you can see in the first world, there's 20 levels. So how about we skip all the way to the last level, since that's not a level that I've fully beaten, even though I've played this quite a few times now. So as you can see already, those flags that you got earlier disappear after a while, but you still get explanation points warning you of incoming danger, which you very much have to react to very quickly or you will horribly die like I just did. So that was a pretty terrible demonstration right there. So let's try that again. One of the other things about Ninja Sprint is, as you kind of got an idea for there, is as you go on, levels will start to have multiple layers of levels to them. Like you'll have a high road, a low road, and a slightly medium-ish road. And then there's also the death of falling off of the road completely. I've done that more than a few times, so this is a screen I'm very familiar with. And luckily Ninja Sprint does load very quickly. But with the multiple layers, like you can see there, I could have gone down if I wanted to, but if I'd done that, I would have missed that coin there. And I must have just nearly missed that. And let's blow up those spikes there as an insurance policy. Now watch me still miss that jump anyway. Or can do that instead. And get hit by another snowball. So, as you can see, you really have to react very fast in the later levels especially. And they are levels you're probably going to have to go through a couple times. And maybe level 20 wasn't the best level to skip to. Really, it gets very nasty. And one of the things that can really be tricky about Ninja Sprint is you'll have to jump and then immediately duck afterwards, and there's a very slight delay in making a move. And whoop, that's where there was another path that I forgot about. I'm dead anyway, so hopefully we'll get that path this time. But yeah, as you can see, skipping from level 1 all the way up to 20, things get a lot harder. And again, this is just in the first world, and there are 4 worlds, to go through in Ninja Sprint. And again, it just gets progressively more challenging as you go along. And getting a full clear on some levels is definitely a challenge all on its own, as is remembering where to jump and where not to jump. So one of the reasons why I don't use the special attack too often is a lot of times you'll find yourself in a situation where you actually don't have that much time to get your thumb up in that corner and then to do a jump possibly immediately after. So, and no, that isn't the animation of it losing focus there, that's the camera doing that. So, even though I just horribly failed a couple times at the last level of Mountain, I'll give you a look at Town, which is the second level, or world. I keep saying level, it's world, and as you can see I haven't gotten nearly as far through it. But to give you an idea of what other worlds look like, and of course different worlds will have different obstacles in them. Like that truck always gets me. It's a very tricky jump, as are these. Okay, maybe I should actually start blowing up the trucks, because as you can see they're rather difficult to clear. It is a double jump, and you do have to double jump both with your initial jump and your second jump just at the right moment to get past them. But they are possible to clear. I have done it, so if you are out of special attack and you're coming up on a truck, you don't have to blow it up. But now that I'm mad at the trucks, let's blow up the truck. Take that truck. That was really terrible jumping on my part. So that's another thing. Those two barricades that were right next to each other may have looked like a double jump, but in fact they weren't. You could have double jumped if you wanted to, but not necessary to do so. So some of the visual cues that Ninja Sprint will give you aren't always going to be your best move as well. One other thing that I haven't pointed out yet is this thing down here at the bottom of the screen. As I've been playing, you may have been seeing it move along. That is, of course, your level progress bar. Let's do one more level here from level 2. This one was a really tricky one. I remember this one actually. This is one where jumping and choosing the right path is very important. Yes, as you can see, I really like running into those trucks. They're great trucks. They're very sturdy, and yet you bump into them and they just, you know, blow up, ruin your day. So, now that I think you've gotten a good idea of how Ninja Sprint plays, to give you an idea of the achievements, and there's also leaderboards. This uses Game Center if you're playing it on iOS. So, how about we actually take a look at the leaderboards. So, there are the leaderboards, and these have actually improved quite a bit, it looks like. And previously this actually would open up in Game Center, but it looks like East Asia Soft now has an online leaderboard as well, which is nice because you can see you now have Android scores in here as well. Previously, when it was just using Game Center, you of course were only playing against other iOS users, and so there were much, much fewer than 4,000 scores. So achievements, there are actually 31 achievements in Ninja Sprint, and some of them are very easy to get, like this one here. Just purchase any additional coin set, tweet or post a score to Facebook. I'm actually surprised I haven't done one of those already. Just for clearing the tutorial, you get points. As you clear all the worlds, you get more points. Collecting all the stars, of course, more points. You get points for having rather large combos, and of course they do get tougher. You get points, again, for just your score. As I mentioned, you can purchase a level skip, and it'll reward you for doing that, if you so choose to do so. 3 million points. Since points are cumulative, if you play it enough, you can no doubt get it rather easily. And purchasing unlocks and stuff, either with actual cash or through an app purchase to get coins, of course, gives you achievements as well. So now that we are in Game Center, to give you an idea of just how different the scores are with iOS and Android, as well as how few there are. I'm number 17 in the leaderboards. This is the only time I've ever gotten, I think, in the first 50 ranking for any game in Game Center. So if you want bragging rights of, hey, I'm in the top 50 of the game in Game Center, and you have an iOS app, Ninja Sprint is great for that. Just download it and start playing through it. And looks like Facebook integration is slightly hung up right now. That's probably an issue on Facebook's side, but oh well. So the Twitter and Facebook buttons here, those are for East Asia Soft's Twitter and Facebook. But since I haven't tweeted or posted a score to Facebook, why don't we go ahead and choose the level at random here. Let's go for 12, since I apparently have a lot to do there, and go ahead and post the score. Because you know what, I'm a sucker for achievements, and with apologies to everyone who does actually have me on Facebook and Twitter, and will now have to see this pop up in my feed and be like, oh my god, what is that? That would be a snowball, by the way, that I just ran into. Totally unrelated. But, yeah, so if you want, Ninja Sprint, to an extent, is socially connected. You can spam your friends' Facebook wall, feeds, timelines, whatever the heck the term is nowadays, social graph. They change it all the time. But, so, there we go. There's a score. Not one of my better ones, but you know what? I'm going to brag about it because I feel special. That is actually one of the things that you'll notice here. Ninja Sprint does not use Twitter integration that's built into iOS, so you actually have to log in yourself. So let's take care of that rather quickly. And no, I am not going to show you my password. So, boop. You thought you were going to get it, didn't you? No. So, yes, obviously I have my iPad hooked up to a monitor here over HDMI. So while this comes back online, so you can get a look at what it looks like when you tweet a score. That's what it looks like. It's rather simple. You've got plenty of characters left so that you can brag about, oh, I am so totally awesome with my score of 38,844, if you so choose to. And it just adds in, you know, a little plug of what Ninja Sprint is. Although Ninja Sprint, compared to Cyclist, it looks like it's doing actually a lot better. There's definitely a lot more scores on it. So there you go. Just got an achievement for doing that. Actually, I'm going to skip Facebook since I have a little too much Facebook security to make it worth showing, so I'll get that achievement later. So that is Ninja Sprint. It's really a very simple game, really easy to play in terms of gameplay mechanics, but again, the levels definitely get harder and harder as you go on. Timing is really everything in this game. There are plenty of sneaky things hidden throughout levels, and with the 4 worlds and all the times that you're going to die, I didn't even keep a running count of how many times I died in this video, but I'm sure it was well over 20 or so. It's definitely a game that, while it looks simple, it's quite a challenge, and it has quite a bit of free play value to it as well. It's also very affordable. I forget if this one's $1 or $5. It's definitely not over 10, I don't think. But nonetheless, it's definitely one to check out on iOS. It's of course in the App Store. For Android, it's in the App Marketplace, and it's also on the Amazon App Store. And again, it's a great game. You should definitely give it a try. That's it.